Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a long time. Haven't made one of these videos in a bit. So, hope everybody's well. I'm going to get right into it. Had a nice day the other day. I was out running around some of my spots, and I came upon some really great records. And I basically lucked out. Just want to share some with you guys, and also want to teach you about how to tell the difference if you have an original copy of David Bowie, the man who sold the world. I've been searching for one for a really long time, and I've never come across one in the wild. I would love to, but recently I thought I did, and I'm going to show you. I was a little disappointed when I got home and I actually did the research. So we're going to get right into it. All right, so Man Who Sold the World. I'm a big fan of this album. This is the common release. This was once David Bowie started to achieve some success in America. He was picked up by RCA, and RCA re-released Man Who Sold the World. I have 3 copies of this. In varying conditions. This one's actually sealed. It's a later, like maybe late 70s, early 80s reissue. So this is the one most of you probably know and love and, you know, got into. But this is the original cover. The original cover when it was released on Mercury Records. This was the first label in America that was releasing David Bowie's music. In the UK, he was signed to Duram Records, which I'll also get into another David Bowie release on Duram in a minute. But yeah, this is the original artwork. Really cool. I really don't know much about what the artwork means. I just love it that it's kind of cartoonish, and the guy's bubble there has absolutely nothing in it. Like he's going to say something, but nothing's coming out. So this is Mercury SR 61325. So when this came out in America, originally, it really didn't make much of a splash. But once David Bowie started to achieve a lot more success in America, after Space Oddity was really, really popular, yeah, David Bowie really started blowing up, and Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars started to really catch on. So at that time, I believe that people were thirsty for more David Bowie. And this may have been before the re-release of Man Who Sold the World in America. Well, when it was released on RCA, I'm not sure. I don't know the full lineage. But this is what it's gonna look like. It's the red Mercury label. And when I grabbed this, I was almost positive. I'm like, oh, this is definitely an original. But I was sorely mistaken. I looked it up on Discogs, and the real, actual, original copies, it may be hard for you to see, and you can see all the scuffs on this record. It's really not in great condition at all, and it sounds like crap, actually. The matrix is hand-etched on this version, but the original, real version, the matrix is stamped. So it's machine stamped in and not handwritten. So that's how you could tell. There's also some difference on the back cover. There's that bubble right there. On the real version, it's not as far away from the text, the lyric text. Supposedly it's a little bit closer. I mean, it's hard to tell without a real comparison. So I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of just information about it. But yeah, that's it. But when I found this, I was really excited. I was, oh wow, that's gotta be it. You know, I didn't know any better. I had never really done much research on it. So that same day, I was also able to get this, which is David Bowie's first album. Again, it's not the original pressing. This is an early 80s pressing. I believe it's a French pressing. And it's a great album. I mean, if you're expecting the 1970s David Bowie, this isn't it. This is more like a little more quirky, kind of like that mid 60s, I guess, Sgt. Pepper's influenced type music, you know. It's really good, but it's not the David Bowie that I really love. But it's on Duram Records. So this is an 80s Duram label. The original pressing of this is a little bit different. I think it's more of like a cream colored label with like Duram in a red box. I believe that's how it's supposed to look. But this is a great album. I mean, if you see it, grab it. No matter what pressing it is, you'll enjoy it. So I'm gonna get into some other, you know, pickups of mine. This I just grabbed recently. I couldn't believe it. This is a French pressing of the first Iggy and the Stooges album. This came out in like probably 1977. You see that little sticker there? It says punk on it. This is, you know, during the time when punk was really starting to blow up. The Sex Pistols were, you know, all over the place, making a big, you know, a lot of noise in the press, and, you know, the Stooges were credited with influencing them. So they decided to re-release the first Stooges album, which was kind of, you know, almost forgotten about at this point. And it's a pretty good pressing. I mean, it looks a lot like the original, but the sleeve is very thin. And, you know, this one's not in great condition. It's got the butterfly label as opposed to the original red Electra label, like the original release. I have another video, if you want to look it up, where I show my original pressing of the Stooges album. So yeah, that was pretty cool just to find it where it wasn't, you know, extremely overpriced. I'm gonna get into some other records here. This is a great funk band, Funk Incorporated. This record, Chicken Lickin', it's great. Check it out if you've never heard them. They're on Prestige, of course, which is, you know, known for their jazz at that time and some blues. But yeah, this is great stuff. This is a live Iggy Pop record from 1977 or 78. And the cool thing about this is David Bowie is on the keyboards on this record. It's a live recording from Ohio, I believe. And this is like a radio promo copy of it. You see the stickers. It's a pretty cool recording too. And, you know, the sleeve is beat up on this, but I don't care. I mean, when I see Iggy Pop, I grab it. I never had this, so I'm happy about that. Here's a 70s reissue of Miles Davis Walkin', which, you know, it's electronically remastered. It's not like the original Prestige version. I have an original copy of, which is it? Milestones, which was also a Prestige release. Miles Davis, early work from the 50s. But yeah, you know, this is cool. I see Miles Davis, I gotta get it. Grant Green, Shades of Green. Grant Green is an amazing jazz guitar player. I love his albums. The stuff that I've found so far, I enjoy it. It's good stuff. Check it out if you ever see Grant Green. He's on Blue Note back in the days. His first record, I believe, was on Blue Note, and it's called Green's First Stand, I believe. I have that original Blue Note copy. This is late 60s Blue Note. Pretty cool. It's good stuff. I mean, you know, the sleeves beat up, but I always say I don't care. Here's late 80s Iggy Pop. This is an interesting record. I mean, it's a real rockin' record. You know, it's kind of heavy on the guitars. I wouldn't call it like a punk album. It's more of, I don't know. It's just got that late 80s almost metal sound. But it's good. I enjoy it. Here's a really cool Lee Morgan release. This came out in the late 70s. It was a couple of sessions that he did that were never released. And this is also Blue Note, you know, the dark blue label. Good stuff. I didn't really listen to it yet, but I love Lee Morgan. I recently acquired a really nice copy of Sidewinder, or an original Blue Note copy, which I should show. It's back here somewhere. Where is it? Let me try to pull this out. Please stand by. Let's see. Mobb Deep, Modest Mouse, Thelonious Monk. Here we go. Lee Morgan Sidewinder. This is an original first pressing, Blue Note. This album is just amazing. Even if you're just like a casual jazz listener, I would really suggest listening to this. This is like up there with like, as far as like, you know, Miles Davis Kind of Blue, or John Coltrane Love Supreme. Everybody seems to love this album, you know. So that's that. Moving right along. Mid-70s, David Live, you know. David Bowie, this was during the Young American era with, backing vocals. I believe Luther Vandross is on this record doing backup vocals. I got to do some research, but a lot of people don't know Luther Vandross was backing vocals on the Young Americans album. So it's got more of like a soul feel. Like the versions on this record are like reworked versions. They're pretty cool. You know, so don't expect to hear like the normal versions of like, say, Rebel Rebel or Moon Age Daydream. You know, like they're more sold out versions. Pretty cool stuff. This record is great. I had never heard it before. I never heard of the movie. This is the soundtrack for a movie called The Final Come Down. It reminds me of like kind of the Shaft soundtrack, but it's a lot better. It's more jazzy, and it's got a lot of really good moments in it. So if you like that, you know, 70s blaxploitation soundtrack music, this is great. I would definitely recommend it. I've never seen this before in my life. This is also, you know, on Blue Note. Let's show the label. It's that Liberty Blue Note label. Pretty cool. Yeah, but this is really good. Check it out if you like blaxploitation soundtracks. This I was really excited to find. This is Def Jam, their 4th release, which a lot of people don't know about. This predates the Beastie Boys' License to Ill. This is MCA and Berzuti. This was like a weird, like electro release with MCA, Adam Yauch, emceeing. Produced, I believe he produced the track. Oh, it says produced and mixed by Jay Burnett. Edited by the Latin Rascals. Yeah, the song is called Drum Machine, and then there's some edits of the song. So like the song is kind of like an ode to like the 808. I believe they use the 808 on this Drum Machine. So, but this is Really cool. If you're a Beastie Boys fan, check it out. MCA and Berzuti. Another record that I've been looking for a while because it's got the song Sugar on it. This is Stevie Wonder, Signed, Sealed, Delivered. I've always loved that that song Sugar. It was in a skate video in the 90s. I don't remember what video, but I had never come across this record. And this is really great condition. It's got a promo punch, but you know, if I see some Stevie that I never had before, I always grab it. And then the last one I'm going to show, it's not a rare record, but it's, you know, well-loved record. It's Bowie and Brian Eno. This is Lodger. You know, it's from that Berlin trilogy, they call it, you know, when David Bowie was living in Berlin, working with Brian Eno, you know, hanging out with Iggy Pop. You know, it was an interesting era for Bowie. And yeah, this is the album Lodger. Like, if you like the album Low, David Bowie's Low, which I love, you know, it's along these lines, you know, that atmospheric production. And so check all that stuff out if you can. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you can, please like, subscribe, comment. And yeah, hopefully I'll be making more videos. You know, this was just, I grabbed a bunch of stuff that I thought was pretty cool, so I figured I would jump back on for a while because it's been so long. So thanks again, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.